Hello everyone, welcome to this new series about Procreate. Procreate is an app which you can download on iOS devices, particularly it works well on iPad. So we are going to use that device for these tutorials here. Alright, let's get right into it. The version that we are using right now is the 5.4, which is the most recent one, and it has added a few different features, and also it refreshed the general graphics a bit. It has a little rounded edges, and let's get right into it. So basically this is the main menu. What you can do here is select your artworks, import files or photos so you can edit them, and you can also select a custom canvas and create a new one, of course, as you can see here. Alright, let's get right into it. By selecting a random artwork, we will be able to edit it. Alright, now that we selected our artwork, which is an example artwork that had been set by Procreate itself, it's not my artwork, unfortunately. I can't draw this well. We can edit it however we want. So basically what we are going to do is examine this menu here. There are many different features. First of all, the brushes. There's a lot of them. As you can see here, you can choose whatever we want. We are going to see them in detail in a later video, but just so you know, we have so many different ones. And it's not just these ones. This is the Procreate library, which has been added recently. You can also go back to libraries and choose the classic one. And you can also create new libraries and new brushes. It's really easy to do, and stay tuned if you want to see that as well. The same applies to the smudge tool. You can basically choose any brush you want and smudge with it. And for the eraser tool, it's basically the same. Alright, now we go on to the layer section, which is a little more complicated. So basically what the layer section does is allow you to edit the layers. And you can choose many different layer modes, as you can see here. And you can choose to add layers, delete layers by doing so, or you can click here and you can rename the layer, select it, copy it, fill it, clear it. You can apply the alpha lock, mask it, drawing assist, invert, or reference. So basically this is a very wide variety of features which you can use. We are going to delete a few useless layers right here. You can choose to deactivate the layer as well and adjust the opacity, of course. You can choose to change the background color to whichever you want. We are going to see the colors in just a minute. Alright, now we are going to see what the colors are all about. So basically, here they are. You can choose a few different ways to display them, like this, classic, harmony, which also has a few different features here. You can choose complementary colors, split, complementary, analogous, triadic, and tetradic, as you can see here. I prefer to keep it on tetradic. You can choose the values here. You can import your hexadecimal code. You can check your history. And you can also choose palettes, which you can choose to display as compact or cards. You can also apply new palettes by creating a new one from scratch, new from camera. So basically you take a picture and it will generate a palette for you, new from a file or new from photos. You can also restore example palettes, which are exactly the ones I've displayed you. All right, we chose a brush. Now we can start drawing a bit. So as you can see here, it's very simple, very intuitive. I would definitely recommend having an Apple Pencil or a stylus for this. Fingers don't really work that well with pressure sensitivity. Alright, now that we've seen this part of the menu, another very important feature is the size and opacity menu right here. With size, you can of course adjust the size. With the opacity, you can adjust the opacity. It's not very visible with this brush, but you can definitely adjust it. Don't worry, you can select a different one. This one is very low opacity, it's almost invisible, as you can see here. Let's go back and see what the actions have to offer. So basically the actions panel adds a few different features to the main menu. You can choose to add file, insert a photo, take a photo, or add some text. We can cut, copy the whole canvas, and so on. As for the canvas, we can crop and resize, activate the animation access, page access, a drawing guide. You can use the canvas as reference. You can flip it horizontally or vertically. We can display the canvas information. This is the offer. We can choose to display the dimension and the resolution. We can choose to edit the different layers and display how many we've got. We've got the color profile and the ones that are available. This is RGB, so it's good for screens, not really good for printing. We've got the video settings right here. You can also turn this whole painting experience into a video, by the way. And we got the statistics. Alright, now that we've seen the canvas section, we can choose to share through a Procreate file, PSD, which I personally do not recommend because it tends to mess up the lighting a lot. PDF, JPEG, PNG, and TIFF, which also saves the layers. We've got the option to share every single layer as a PDF page, as PNG files, or combine them in a little animation. You can also create animations with Procreate. We can choose to time-lapse replay, time-lapse recording, or export the time-lapse video. We got the preferences. We can choose to set the light interface, the right hand interface. That's it. The dynamic brush scaling, we can choose to project the canvas. We can choose to display your brush cursor, which I personally recommend to always turn on unless you're working on very small details. We also have advanced cursor settings. We got pressure and smoothing, gesture controls. We can choose to rapid undo delay or selection mask visibility. All right. And right here we got adjustments which work well on already the artworks that we've already done that we want to slightly edit. We are not going to see them in detail in today's video because there's a lot of them. We are going to display them later in a later video. Alright, now we got the selection tool, which is very useful. As you can see here, you can select, you can add, you can remove, you can invert, you can choose to copy and paste. It created a new layer with just a selection, as you can see here. Let's delete it because we don't need it right now. And we can choose to feather, which means we can smoothen the edges a little bit. We can save and load, we can color fill with our preferred color. We can clear the selection. For now, let's just select a rectangle, or maybe add a freehand shape, or on an automatic one, which basically means it selects the areas that have the same color. Let's go back, select a random area, and go to the next feature, which is the adjustment feature. Alright, we got freeform, we got uniform, we got distort, which works like perspective. We're going to warp it as well, right here. As you can see, we can activate the advanced mesh for the warp feature. We can flip it horizontally, vertically, rotate it by 45 degrees. We can choose to fit it, to stretch it to fit the canvas. And we can choose the type of interpolation, which I always recommend to use bicubic. Let's reset everything as it were before. And so basically, this is it for today's video. We saw Procreate's main features, and I hope to see you in the next one.